for regional peace and stability. Thank you for joining our weekly briefing. Tomorrow, 5th August, marks the third anniversary of India's illegal and unilateral actions of 5th August 2019 and subsequent steps taken by India that were designed to undermine the internationally recognized disputed status of occupied Jammu and Kashmir and to alter the demographic structure of the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, all in violation of international law and relevant UN Security Council resolutions on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. Not only has India reneged on its obligations and the solemn commitments of its leadership to abide by the UN Security Council resolutions and let the Kashmiri people exercise their right to self-determination, it has let loose a reign of terror and suppression, gross and widespread violations of human rights and international humanitarian law in an attempt to perpetuate its illegal and forcible occupation of IIOJK. And this situation has been particularly aggravated since India's illegal actions of 5th August that, as you are aware, were accompanied by the inhuman siege, curfews, physical lockdowns and communication blackouts enforced by over 900,000 Indian occupation forces in what is considered the densest military occupation anywhere in recent history. Since August 2019, more than 650 Kashmiris have been martyred by Indian occupation forces in IIOJK. But behind those figures is a systematic campaign of oppression, extrajudicial killings of innocent Kashmiris in fake encounters and so-called cordon and search operations, custodial deaths, use of pellet guns, and forced disappearances, collective punishment, and incarceration of almost the entire Kashmiri leadership, including their true representatives, in order to prevent them from raising their voice for the peaceful and legitimate struggle of the Kashmiri people for self-determination. In parallel, there is a series of arbitrary legal and administrative steps, including land confiscation, influx of non-Kashmiris, creation of alien settlements, and issuance of millions of illegal domicile certificates, all aimed at demographic engineering in order to turn the Kashmiri Muslim majority into a minority in their own land. In an attempt to hide its atrocities, India, the serial violator of human rights, has employed censorship and crackdown on civil society, human rights defenders, lawyers, and journalists who are harassed and persecuted under the draconian laws. Ladies and gentlemen, despite all these actions, India has miserably failed to dampen the resilient spirit of the Kashmiri people, who continue to stand firm in their total rejection of Indian illegal occupation. To embody this spirit of resistance and incredible will to fight for their just and inalienable right to self-determination, the Pakistani nation will join the Kashmiris in IIOJK, Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and the world over in solemnly observing Yawm-e-Istisal tomorrow, in denouncing Indian atrocities and expressing our full support for the realization of the right to self-determination and peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with relevant UNSC resolutions. We appreciate prominent world leaders, parliamentarians across the globe, international media, civil society, think tanks, and human rights organizations for upholding the cause of the Kashmiris. We are grateful to the OIC for its principled and strong support, as well as the consistent position of the UN Secretary General on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the UN Security Council resolutions. We believe India must reverse its illegal and unilateral actions of 5th August 2019 and take the necessary steps to create an environment conducive for meaningful, result-oriented engagement and dialogue, something that leads to peaceful resolution of the Jammu and Kashmir dispute in accordance with the Security Council resolutions and the wishes of the Kashmiri people. Till that time, we stand in solidarity with the Kashmiris. We pay rich tributes to their struggle and to their sacrifices, and we assure them of Pakistan's unambiguous, steadfast, and all possible support for the realization of the right to self-determination. I say this because this support is based on complete unanimity and national consensus, which will be in full display across the country tomorrow and through many other activities undertaken by Pakistan's missions and the Kashmiri diaspora abroad. Let me now turn to Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari's visit to Cambodia from 4th to 6th August, where he is leading Pakistan's delegation to the 29th ASEAN Regional Forum Foreign Ministers meeting. At the ministerial meeting and other interactions, the Foreign Minister will highlight Pakistan's perspective on important regional and international issues of common concern. The Foreign Minister will call on the Prime Minister of Cambodia and will have bilateral meetings with a number of his counterparts on the sidelines. You would have received information about his meeting with the Singaporean Foreign Minister already. The Foreign Minister's visit is a manifestation of Pakistan's strong interest in advancing mutually beneficial relations with the ASEAN region. It may be recalled that since joining the ARF in 2004, Pakistan has played a proactive role at this forum, which remains an important regional platform for consultations and dialogue on issues related to peace and security in the Asia Pacific. We look forward to a very productive visit and will keep you apprised of the Foreign Minister's engagements. Last week, as you recall, the Foreign Minister led Pakistan's delegation to the SCO Council of Foreign Ministers meeting in Tashkent. The Foreign Minister's official engagements commenced with a joint call by the SCO Foreign Ministers on the President of Uzbekistan. During that meeting, the Foreign Minister conveyed warm greetings from Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and informed that the Prime Minister will be participating in the SCO Council of Heads of State meeting in Samarkand in September this year. In his statement at the CFM ministerial meeting, the Foreign Minister shared Pakistan's perspective on important regional and international issues, emphasizing that shared